Hello, welcome to my November wrap-up, all the books I read in November. I read 10 books this month. It's definitely better than the last couple of months. Gotten back to my regular quota. So, the first book I read was called Sweet Dreams by Hawthorne. I gave this 3 stars. It was a cute wintry romance. It was also a page turner. And it's about a girl in college who always has a plan, but what she doesn't have a plan for is when the hot Australian who wants to stay on her couch. He's doing that like couch surfing travel thing. Her ex-boyfriend set it up with him without telling her, and she becomes the Aussie's tour guide. What will happen? I mean, it's a romance, so you already know what's gonna happen, but book number 2 was Seascape by Albee. I gave this 3 stars. It was confusing but amusing play, and also because it was a play, it was also a short read. It's about this bored human couple at the beach who meet this lizard couple and chat about life. I suppose this play was very like deep and thought-provoking. I felt like it was trying to be, and for people who are into that, it probably was, but I just thought it was like silly and confusing. And book number 3 was Anne of Green Gables by Montgomery. I gave this 5 stars. It was amazing. It reminds me so much of the book Little Women by Louisa Alcott. Like the writing style is very similar, so I definitely like that. And I definitely want to continue this series. I think there are like 9 books. I'm not sure. I think it's around 9 or so. Could be like 7 or 8. I don't know. But anyway, I guess it's a long series. This is about an orphan girl who's going to live on a farm and her adventures there. She feels like she's finally found somewhere to belong. She's going to school and making friends and pursuing her career and dealing with hardships, etc. I tried reading this a couple of years ago, but I couldn't get into it, but I'm so glad I retried it because it was amazing. Book number 4 was Mansfield Park by Jane Austen. I gave this 5 stars. I've liked all the Jane Austen books that I've read so far, but I did think that this one was hard to get through. I also felt like the ending was rushed. This is about a poor girl who goes to live with her rich relatives and experiences a different way of life, and of course gets her man in the end, like all of Austen's novels. And I've read this one now, so I have Emma left, Persuasion left. Yeah, I think that's it. I think I just have Emma and Persuasion left to complete the roster there. Book number 5 was Sisters of the Winter Wood by Rena Rossner. I gave this 5 stars. I read it so quick, it was such a page turner. It reminds me of Winter Song by S.J. Jones a lot, which I also liked. It's about 2 sisters whose parents travel somewhere and leave them alone, and they fall prey to what's in the woods. It had like religion, like they're Jewish, and fantasy and mythology, and it all mixed well together. And I wish there was a sequel, because I definitely want to know what happens after the end. Book number 6 was The Cage by Megan Shepard. I gave this 3 stars. It was fast-paced and an interesting concept. This is about 5 teens who awaken and find themselves on this planet and slowly realize that they've been kidnapped by aliens to be a human zoo. Will they escape? Dun dun dun. This is a series, but I don't think I'm going to be continuing it. Book number 7 is The Fashion Committee by Juby. I gave this 2 stars. It was okay, but it got kind of boring and slow towards the end. It's about 2 teens competing in a fashion competition, designing an outfit, and trying to win a scholarship to a fancy art school. Book number 8 was A Long Fatal Love Chase by Louisa Alcott. I give this 3 stars. I still like Little Women better. It's about a woman who marries a man, but their marriage was a sham. So she runs and he follows. How will it end? The title kind of tells you, but it still shocked me. The ending, I mean. Number 9 is Pointe by Amber J. Kaiser. I give this 3 stars. I like the choppy writing style, and the dual perspective worked really well. It's about two friends, and one's a science student and the other one's a ballerina. Then they're reconnecting their friendship and all that. This kind of had a confusing fantasy element that I wasn't really expecting, but it did fit the story, I guess. And book number 10, the last book, was Goldengrove by Francine Prose. I gave this 3 stars. It was average. It was kind of slow at first, but it did pick up towards the end. It's about a girl whose sister drowns, and it's about her recovery from the death and learning to live again. So those were the 10 books I read in November. So that brings up my yearly total to 96. So that only leaves me like 4 books left to read in December. I mean, I hope to read more than that, but to reach my goal of 100, yay, go me. So let me know what you read in November, or what you want to read next month. Let's start a little chit chat thing going on there. And I will see you next month.